Thank you. You know, substance dependency is a tough road. And it's a winding and treacherous road, to be honest with you. But it helps to have a purpose. And with that purpose, you can find your way out of the darkness. Our next speaker, Tech Sergeant Butterfield from PA.
What we got to keep in mind here is alcohol is cunning, baffling, powerful, it's abundant, it's not illegal, it's very tasty. How y'all doing? I'm Phillip. I'm an alcoholic. And I've been sober now for 2 years. So that's really awesome. But in order to get the gravity of being sober for 2 years, I need to give you a little bit of history so you could kind of see where I'm coming from on this one. I've drank for about 21 years, and I'm 38. So I've been in the Air Force for 16 years. I mean, I've been drinking way before I joined the military, so I can't use that as an excuse. And I started off kind of small, you know. I'd have a liter here, a 40-ounce bottle here, and quickly that turned into a case here, a case there. As I figured out now, alcohol is like Lay's potato chips with me. I just can't have one. Got to keep on drinking when I start. So I joined the military and out having a good time and went to Korea, and that's where things just really started kicking off. That's where I drank my first half bottle of Bacardi in about 3 hours. Blacked out after that, of course, but I was like, oh, that's the first time ever blacking out. I'm not really worried about it. And it kept on going from there. Good times right and left. I wasn't married. I could do whatever I want. I was only responsible for myself. And then I married my wife when I got to Japan. Everything was fine. It didn't mean I had to pump the brakes on anything. I could keep on going. And it wasn't just drinking, having a good time. Apparently, I was working on my new craft. I got so good and so proficient at drinking that I could quickly polish off a half a fifth of bourbon in about a half hour and keep on drinking for the rest of the night. Now, of course, I didn't have any problems with this. I was a gentleman drinker. I knew when to stop. I knew when I had too much. Not a problem here. There was someone else, though, who saw the other side of it. But of course, I'm a gentleman drinker, and what does she know about it? I would go out and have a good time, and usually the next day I'd always be greeted by my wife, staring at me with a real long face. And lots of bad things to say to me, like how I embarrassed her in front of her friends. How I made a fool out of myself over here in this bar. How I did this over here and almost got caught. I'm thinking to myself, well, I didn't get caught. And since I didn't get caught, now I think about it, I don't remember any of that. So obviously what that means is you're making it up. Because I know I am a gentleman drinker. I know I can control myself. And this happened like time after time after time where I kept on getting greeted by my wife, and I'm thinking, it's like, what's going on with this lady? Really? I did this again? I did that again? Oh, okay, well, she's anteing up her game now. She's taking off her rings and saying that she's going to go live with my parents. Oh, whatever. I'll just smooth talk her a little bit. She'll come back, and guess what I'm going to be doing later on that night? Polishing, working on my craft. Not a problem at all. She stayed with me. Hey, we're like 8 years into this thing, and she hasn't left. So, maybe she's got some problems. Maybe this is her thing. She complains to me a little bit about this drinking thing that I do, but I know I'm good. I'm a gentleman drinker. I got everything taken care of. PCS'd here. And went out drinking as normal. Took care of my half a fifth right off the bat. I had to numb out the taste buds, so whatever I happen to drink later on, doesn't matter. I can't taste it anyway. I'm feeling really good, but I knew that the next day I wanted to go out and do something. So, being a gentleman drinker, I went to bed. I remember to this day how cold that mattress was. It felt good, so cold laid out there. It's like, yeah, I'm going to take care of business tomorrow. Everything's fine. And I woke up the next day, and there it was again. My wife's long face looking at me, and she was really looking at me really upset this time. I'm like, what? What now? And, she went into the same old rigmarole about how I embarrassed her in front of these new people that we met. And how I'm all acting a fool and asking inappropriate questions. I'm like, yeah. And then she brought up how I had picked up my son, the apple of my eye, my little man, everything I'm going to pump into this little kid because, he's going to be everything that, I'm not. He's going to be the greatest little man ever. She said that I picked him up, put him on my shoulders. When walking over to the shopette, I tripped, and he scuffed up his arm. I mean, it was really bad. He was crying in the whole 9 yards. And this time, ooh, you bring in my little man? That's dirty. That's dirty, and I'm really kind of ticked off now. How could she stoop so low? But he heard my voice, and he came running around the corner. Dad, Dad, Dad! And his dad, all right through here. His forearm was all ripped up. And the world stopped. I'm like, damn. Did I really do this? I had to have. Look at his arm. Wait. So does this mean that every time my wife said I did something dumb, I really did it? So she took off her rings once again. She said, that's it, I'm out of here. I said, whoa. Hold on for a minute. I'm going to go get help. It's the first time I ever said that to her. Because, of course, I was a gentleman drinker. She had to have been wrong. But now it's like, I think I have a problem. And that Monday, when I was going over to mental health, I stopped into my supervisor's office and I said, ma'am, I'm not going to be in today because I have a problem with drinking. And I'm going over here right now to see if I can get into ADAPT. And another thing that hit me once when I said that I was going to, go over here to ADAPT, while I was talking to my supervisor, she was very cool about it. She's like, you know what, I'm very proud of you that you're going over to take care of this. That, it takes a real man to step up to do this. But the thing that really hit me is every single time I went to an Air Force briefing where they talked about alcohol and I blew it off. It's like, this is the thing that's in between me and going out drinking. It's a Friday, why am I still here? So I wish this guy would hurry up and talk. Hurry up so I could go. And all those briefings came into my mind. Everything that they would sit here and say is like, if you have a drinking problem, then maybe you should seek out ADAPT, go over to mental health, talk to a friend, talk to a chaplain, talk to your first sergeant, go get some help. And all that came flooding into me. I'm like, all right, I guess all that Air Force training and briefings, and off we go. And I went over to ADAPT and I met my 32nd friend. was my counselor. And at that moment, out of all the people I've come across, and all the deployments I went on, that guy, I hated him so much. He told me right off the bat, he's like, "Hey, how you doing, Sergeant Butterfield? I'm your 32nd friend, and I'm going to be on your back, in your face for the next year straight. You're absolutely going to hate me because you know what? You showed up here, you self-identified to come here. That must mean that you want some help to get this thing figured out. But I need to let you know right now that there's a bunch of other people out here who also want help. And if you're not serious about this, you can leave. You can get out right now." I thought about going back and seeing my wife's face probably next weekend. I thought, no, I got a problem. So for the next year, I was going to constant briefings, had to tell my story in front of a bunch of different people, write down on the paper, what are my goals and what are my triggers. And I had to go to an AA meeting every single day for 90 days. And for the first bit, that was torturous. It's like, I have to come in here and listen to all these people's stories. And I remember my 32nd friend saying, "You know what? It's really about listening to what they have to say, because you're not the only person who's been through this. A couple of those people over there, you might not agree with what they're saying, but maybe someone over here, maybe they have the answer to your problem." It's another time something clicked. So when I kept on going to the AA meetings, I was listening. I was picking up different things. I picked up the serenity prayer. I say the serenity prayer usually about 4 times a day. I'm asking God, to take care of the things that I can. To give me the power to take care of the things that I can, and give me the wisdom to be able to tell the difference between the two. Tons of situations I have to use that on. Also, winding the tape. If you're going to go have that drink, think about the consequences. Think about what you're going to throw away when you drink. And then determine if you want to drink. Lots of beautiful tools. And it's got me up to here, right now. 2 years into sobriety. I'm feeling phenomenal. I get so much done. My heart doesn't pound in my chest while I'm just sitting on the couch. My wife, yes, my wife is way cooler now. I don't have to, get up in the morning and see the long face and her whipping off her rings again, telling me how she's going to go live with my parents. None of that happens anymore. I get so much done around the house. I usually have the kids fed, the house pretty much cleaned up, and I'm rolling through my homework before she gets off work. And then I have time for her. Unlike normally when I'd be sitting there just blasted. And now, here, life is really good here. It's not easy though. I mean, today alone, went over to the shopette, bought me a package of red vines and a movie for my son. And one of my friends came walking out, and he had a 6-pack. And I go, "Hey man, what's up?" And he goes, "What's up, dude, man? I'm going Scottish tonight." And I'm like, because alcohol is so delicious. And I could taste it. It's like, I want to go get some. But then at that moment, I thought, am I really ready to throw everything away? Am I ready to throw 2 years away? Going over to the AA meetings and seeing my 32nd friend, do I want to throw that away and maybe have to go back and see him again? everybody that said, hey, you know what? I'm really proud of you. You've been sober for a year. You've been sober for 2 years. Do I want to throw that away and come back and see them? Not really. No. And what does the future hold? I don't know. I really don't worry about it. I keep plugging along today. I do have dreams and goals, but I know that I'll make those dreams and goals as long as I don't drink today. And I know that if I have that feeling that I gotta drink, I have tools. One of my biggest tools to go and talk to somebody. I got into an awesome fight with my wife about 2 days ago. Damn, I wanted to drink. So I picked up the phone and dialed a friend. Like, absolutely. Hey, how you doing? Yeah. Oh, me and the little lady, we're up into it right now. And you know what? I know something that would really calm me down right about now. And she was like, yeah, I've been in the same shoes you've been in. It's all right. You don't need to do it. Just relax. Find something to do. And remember that she's pissed off at you now. She'll get over it. But if you get drunk now, just wash that all away. Don't worry about it. You might as well just run up there and start stomping up and down on the dinner table, because it'll be all over. And all this started off, this whole thing, my happiness now, is a commitment to myself and asking someone for help. There's absolutely no way I could have done this by myself. Absolutely no way. So, if you guys are ever in need of anything, remember, you're not in this all by yourself. You're not doing this alone. There is someone else. There's hundreds of someone else's who have been through the same thing you're going through right now. Go ask for help. They have the answers that you're looking for. Thank you.
And with that, we're going to take a 10-minute break, and we'll